Big breaking news coming in at the top of the bulletin. Over 24 hours after the Jaffer Express siege in Balochistan, the military operation has now come to an end. As per the Pakistan government, all Baloch rebels have been neutralized as part of this military operation, while 50 hostages have been murdered by the Baloch fighters as Pakistan forces secure the train that was hijacked over 24 hours back. So that is the big piece of news that's coming in. That standoff, the military standoff between Pakistani forces and the Baloch rebels has now come to an end. Nearly 300 hostages have been rescued by the Pakistani forces. The Jaffer Express siege has come to an end in Balochistan. It is what we are learning. All Baloch rebels who were involved in this attack have been neutralized by the Pakistani forces. This is the confirmation coming in from the Pakistani government, and the Pakistani government has also said that 50 hostages in the custody of the Baloch rebels have been murdered by the Baloch fighters. Over 300 hostages have been rescued in the wake of this attack that has targeted this train, the Jaffer Express, that was moving through Balochistan, ladies and gentlemen. It was on its way from Quetta to Peshawar, had 400 people on board, but now this siege has come to an end. I'm joined by my colleague Siddhant Mishra on the broadcast. So Siddhant, so clearly it's a huge sigh of relief for the Pakistani government, but clearly tragic news also coming in from this entire situation. 50 hostages murdered by the Baloch fighters as all those Baloch rebels have been neutralized by the Pakistani forces, as more and more forces are being sent to swoop in and secure this entire area.
Well, that's right. But, at the same time, the government of Pakistan Army is hiding the number of casualties that have taken place on their side. So, in fact, this is Ayushman being reported in media that there are hundreds of Pakistani army soldiers have died in this entire operation, and perhaps the government and the army is not putting out the numbers as they want to avoid embarrassment at this point in time. Perhaps this was the biggest blow to Pakistan's national security setup. They never expected that Baloch rebels could go to this extent by making 214 people hostage, by taking over a complete train, and perhaps they were not prepared for it. But now we are getting to know that the operation has come to an end, but with a huge embarrassment for the government of Pakistan and huge casualty on the side of Pakistani army.
Right. Thank you, Siddhant, for joining us on the broadcast. But please stay with us. We have more to cover when it comes to the big developments on the international stage. But I'm also joined by Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, defense expert, on the broadcast. General Kulkarni, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Now, nearly after over 24 hours, this entire military operation has come to a close. But the Pakistan government not releasing the details of the casualties when it comes to the Pakistani forces. We try to connect with Sanjay Kulkarni just in a bit. But Siddhant, coming back to you, this was clearly an intelligence failure when it comes to the entire Pakistan military establishment, given the fact that the BLA was able to plan this operation in advance. We see those visuals on our screen where the entire train was halted as it was going from Quetta to Peshawar, and the minute it was halted after the use of explosives, the BLA fighters just swooped in, and top intelligence sources also telling CNN News 18 how the BLA has now combined all its assets to launch these concerted attacks on the Pakistani state.
Well, absolutely, Ayushman. As I said before, that Pakistani state was not prepared for this. They had never thought that BLA could go to this extent by making 214 people hostage and by taking over the complete train. Perhaps it was a big blow and a big embarrassment for the Pakistani army. And in fact, this all has happened because of the army generals in Pakistan who are selling away the entire Baloch province to China. Perhaps this anger is all because of that. And these Balochi people are not being heard by the government of Pakistan and the army of Pakistan. Perhaps it's a big lesson also for the people, for the government of Pakistan, that they should pay more attention to this particular region and the people from this region, their concerns. But right now the operation has come to an end. There has been more than 100 Pakistani army personnel, those who have been killed in this entire operation. And as you rightly said, the visuals that we have received perhaps establishes that it was a very high level of planning. It requires high level of planning and expertise, and perhaps Baloch rebels have attained that level of expertise. Perhaps there was a blast also which took place in a running train, and then in the video we could see that how the insurgents, the rebels, have surrounded the train from all sides and were sitting on both sides of the track. So the way this operation was conducted, in fact, there was a disinformation also which was planted by Baloch rebels into Pakistani army, and in fact some reports also suggest that to divert their attention, and there were more security at the Quetta railway station. So there was diversion tactics was also used by Baloch rebels.